You've captured the orc captain Mugash in the mountains above Isengard, but as you make your way down Methedrus, your captive escapes and flees east into Fangorn. Hello and welcome back to the Line Unbroken, my progression style playthrough series of The Lord of the Rings, the card game. I'm playing the Nightmare version of Into Fangorn, the third quest from the Voice of Isengard Deluxe expansion. So, I took a mulligan on this hand. Rivendell Blade is very good to start with. This one could maybe be better, but these are all good things to start with. Card draw, threat reduction, good ally, and some of the messing with locations can be very handy. So, the Nightmare card. Set up. Each player searches the encounter deck for a Huorn enemy and puts it into play. Engaged with him, shuffle the encounter deck. Whereas the regular setup, add Edge of Fangorn to the staging area and attach Mugash to that location. Shuffle the encounter deck, reveal X encounter cards where X equals the number of players in the game minus 1. So, let's grab the Edge of Fangorn and Mugash. Each player grabs a Huorn enemy from the encounter deck, puts it into play, engaged. So, our choices: Dark-Hearted Huorn. They all, of course, have their effects at the beginning of each resource phase. So, raise threat by 2, exhausts a hero he controls, discards an attachment, attacks the engaged player. And is that it? This one adds threat to the staging area the whole time. So I definitely want at least one of these. Discards an attachment he controls, because second deck is not going to have attachments to discard, is the plan. So let's see. It takes a total of 9 to take out one of these. I have Rivendell Blade, which is effectively 2. So if I can just do 2 of these, and it should be okay. I know there are 2 of them. That's a blocking. There. I suppose it's an interesting thing if you're just glancing around, because obviously Huorns look like trees, or well, Huorns are trees. The art for them looks like location art. Despite actually being enemy art. So, shuffle the encounter deck and reveal 1 encounter card. Low on provisions, each player must assign X damage to 1 character he controls, where X is the number of characters that player controls. That's fine. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I will just mention, while I could theoretically manage the one card that could potentially lead to a quick reset is the location, which just switches off the hinder keyword. But that's the only card, I think. Otherwise, this quest, it can take a while, but it's not particularly difficult. So, let's begin. Control N. And okay, I found a range of summons. So, I definitely want this Rivendell Blade on Legolas. I could play the Cram. I don't know that it's that significant though. I could immediately play the Campfire Tales or the Ranger Summons. Yeah, Ranger Summons is fun, so let's just do it. Shuffle Arrange with the North into the encounter deck, and we leave it at that. And here, yeah, let's play Daeron's Runes. Okay. In the circumstances, I'm actually going to discard a Handmaiden, because then I can play the Minstrel. And I'm tempted to play Thrall's Key, but on the other hand, I want to save a resource for Test of Will, so I'll grab a Test of Will with the Minstrel's ability. Also, if I don't immediately kill this Huon, I would have to discard Thrall's Key, so best to just leave it. So, there is only 2 threat in the staging area. Halbrad does not exhaust quest, so 2, 5, 7, 9, 10. And we reveal Entwood. While it's in the staging area, each Huon enemy in the staging area gains immune to player card effects. Travel is to engage the highest engagement cost Huon enemy in the staging area. And Dark-Hearted Huon, which will be raising threat. Okay, so that's 5 threat added. I make 3 progress. And I'll travel to the Entwood, which means engaging this Dark-Hearted Huon, which is fine. Now, of course, the Huons have the hinder keyword, which means they do not attack in the combat phase, and they do not get shadow cards, but I remove progress from the main quest for each engaged Huon, which is 3, so there goes all of my progress. But since they don't attack, I can now just attack them. So obviously I don't want to discard my Rivendell Blade, so I'm going to attack 2, 5, 8, ignoring 2 points of defense. Get rid of this Huon of Fangorn. Place 2 progress for Legolas. And that will have to be it. So, it's at the beginning of each resource phase, so this deck will get 2 extra points of threat from that engaged Huon. I remove a time counter from here, and Control N. There are other important text on here? No, it was on this side. The player's counter defeats stage 1B or 2B unless Edge of Fangorn is in the victory display. But since you have to take control of Mugash, that's kind of redundant. I guess maybe stage 2B, because if you go to stage 3, then Mugash just gets shuffled into the encounter deck and you could dodge the Edge of Fangorn, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, I could do Thrall's Key, but again, I would possibly just end up having to discard it. I'm potentially going to want my attack power here to deal with this Dark-Hearted Huon. I guess since Elrond can pay for allies of any sphere, I can just play Arwen and leave it at that. Still have a resource for a Test of Will. I'll possibly a watchful piece. Now here, the cram, also Dagger of Westerness. So, okay, there's only the 2 threat in the staging area, so if I wanted to deal with this Huon of Fangorn, then I could possibly get away with not questing with Treebeard. In which case I could put the cram on Legolas and he could attack both of these in the same round. It seems reasonable, in concept at least. And now the Dagger of Westerness. Given the defense values of Huorns, putting 2 Rivendell blades on Legolas kind of makes sense. So maybe I should put the dagger on Boromir, but in the short term, just powering up Legolas is a good idea. I think I'll play an Errand Rider and play an Envoy of Pelagir, add the resource back to Legolas. Exhaust the Errand Rider, move a resource from Legolas to Halbarad, play Campfire Tales, both decks draw a card. And yeah, I'll put the dagger onto Boromir. So, 2 threat in the staging area, quest for 2... 3, 6, 8, 10, 11. Arwen targets Boromir unless I say otherwise. And we reveal Ancient Forest and Wicked Huorn. Forces exhaustion of heroes, shouldn't be a problem. So this is adding threat to all forest locations in the staging area, including itself. So, actually 3, 6, 9 threat. I only make 2 progress, but that is enough to explore the Entwood. And okay, actually, yeah, let's... I'm going to play a watchful piece, because the Entwood is fairly innocuous. So let's just avoid the encounter deck doing anything difficult. There's no travel cost on the Ancient Forest, so I'll go there. A watchful piece, as a side note, is great for this quest specifically, because usually part of the problem with a watchful piece is you want to do it to just put an innocuous location back on top of the encounter deck to be revealed again next round. The problem is, usually it'll just get dealt as a shadow card, but Huorns don't get shadow cards. So this is the perfect place for a watchful piece. So, okay, takes a total of 9 for Warden of Fangorn. Oh yeah, I should remove 3 progress, but there's no progress to remove. So I attack for 3, 6, ignoring 2 points of defense. So that's effectively up to 8. And I deal 1 damage to Treebeard to increase his attack. Warden of Fangorn is taken out. Discard Cram, ready Legolas. I can attack for 4, 7, ignoring 2 points of defense again. Get rid of the Dark-Hearted Huorn, trigger Legolas again. And I'm keeping the Wicked Huorn around, given the choice between the two, because while this If something triggers who wants to attack, this one is worse. If we're just looking at the forced effects, engaged player exhausts a hero he controls, I can just exhaust Boromir, and if I need him later, I can ready him for 1 threat instead of the 2 threat, which I would get from the Dark-Hearted Huon. So Control N, and I do just exhaust Boromir. At the beginning of the resource phase, I remove another time counter here, of course. Okay. Yeah, I could have put down that Curious Brandybuck, but never mind, it's fine. I'm going to put the Dunedain Mark onto Legolas. And at this point, another Dagger of Westerness, I will put that onto Legolas as well. Over here, let's play Daron's Runes. Okay, Warden of Heat. Oh, both of those are good cards. I'm going to ditch a Watchful Peace. And actually, I could immediately play the Gildor's Council. That might be a better play than getting the Warden out. The Warden will come eventually, probably next round. In fact, yeah, I have no use for this extra resource. Still doesn't enable me to play both the Warden and Gildor's Council, but yeah, okay, so I'm going to transfer this resource from Legolas to Frodo, play Thrall's Key onto Frodo, and then how much will it actually take for this? A total of 11. Legolas is 4, 5, ignoring 2 points of defense. I would have to ready Boromir. That's fine, just wanted to know. Okay, so yeah, in the quest phase, I'm going to play Gildor's Council. So I will only be revealing 1 card. There's 2 threat in the staging area. I quest for 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13. And reveal as my 1 card Entwood. Of course, I knew that was there. So I'm making 8 progress. 1 goes here and 7 here. Maybe I should have kept the Watchful Peace. I could have just played it immediately. So, okay, I cannot travel to this Entwood because there is no highest engagement cost Huon enemy in the staging area for me to engage. However, I can travel to the edge of Fangorn, search the encounter deck and discard part for a Huon enemy and add it to the staging area to travel here, instead of there are 3 or more players in the game. So, there are not 3 or more players in the game, so I will only grab 1 Huon enemy. And let's see. Yeah, let's grab a blocking. What? Okay, I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but let's grab a blocking Huon. My mouse did something weird. And I raise my threat by 1 to ready Boromir. There are 2 engaged Huorns, so I remove 2 progress, and then attack for 2, 6, 11, ignoring 2 points of defense as well. Kill the Wicked Huorn. Do not place progress with Legolas because the location is immune to player card effects. Remove a time counter. And Control N. Okay. So I should play... I want to play the Warden of Healing now. Oh, yes, the last round this time I did want to put the Curious Brandy Buck into play when I travelled here. It might be relevant. Is there anything I really want to play over here? I could play another Errand Rider. Yeah, I guess. So I'll transfer a resource from Boromir to Elrond. And then let's see, let's play Envoy of Pelagir, adding the resource back to Elrond. Warden of Healing. And Westroad Traveller, just for the willpower. I'm wanting to just stack up willpower because I can hopefully just blast through this quest stage where... Oh, obviously otherwise if I take another round then I will have to go to stage 3 and then the quest takes much longer. My victory would not really be in doubt, I don't think, but it would take longer to achieve. So... yes, so play the second Errand Rider and transfer this resource to Frodo so that I do have a test of will available. I'm just going to do my healing now. Let's do Legolas and Treebeard. So the blocking Huorn does add its threat to the staging area, so there is 5 threat in the staging area. I quest for 2, possibly 3, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17. Could make it 18. 17 is probably enough. We reveal. If Mugash is attached to a hero, deal 2 damage to that hero. If Mugash is not attached to a hero, Fangorn's Anger gains Surge and Doomed 2. Or I think I'm just going to cancel it. Just to make it a card that does nothing, rather than a card that possibly does something. Heart of Fangorn. Once in the staging area, each player cannot refresh more than 5 characters during the refresh phase. But just 3 threats, so I make 9 progress. Which is enough. So, Edge of Fangorn to the victory display. Mugash. Action. Exhaust a hero to claim this objective. When it is free of encounters, attach Mugash to that hero. Forced after attached hero takes damage, return Mugash to the top of the encounter deck. And yeah, I have to have Mugash attached to advance. So technically, if I wanted to, say, attach Mugash to Frodo, time counters aren't removed until the end of the round, which is after everyone ready is in the refresh phase. So I could do that rather than going for it immediately. If I advance now, then I get extra Huons, which is not necessarily a problem. I get to pick which ones I want. I definitely want to travel to Heart of Fangorn in any case. Yeah, I think it's probably best if I just claim Mugash now. So I'll exhaust Boromir to take Mugash, and unlike in To Catch an Orc, there's no restriction on readying the attached hero. So I advance to stage 2 of the quest. You've rescued Mugash from the trees, but you sense the forest itself seethes with anger toward you. The thankless orc struggles against you and tree branches grasp at you. It's going to be a hard fight to get out of Fangorn with your captive. No, it's not. I didn't actually read the flavor text on this. You pursue Mugash into the ancient forest to find that the trees themselves seem to be attacking him. Without thinking, you hack at the tree branches to rescue your captive. That is when you first sense your own peril. What peril would that be then? Okay, so when revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Huon enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. So, I mean, my questing is good enough that I think I can deal with blocking Huons. They're good ones, in my opinion, for if you're going to be not able to kill them immediately. And then, well, I might want to take an Angry Huon because it's not one that I like, but because it's under my control, so it may be better to take it now as a known quantity than have it pop up later unexpectedly. Because I'm pretty sure I can take it out now. So let's do that. Shuffle the encounter deck. Time 4. Start of the last time counter is removed from this stage. Shuffle Mugash into the encounter deck and advance to stage 3A. The players cannot defeat this stage unless Mugash is attached to a hero. If the players defeat this stage, they win the game. So, of course, because I have Halbarat, this deck can optionally engage 2 enemies. So I will do that. Oh, and I will raise my threat by 1 to ready Boromir. I think. I'm still below this engagement cost, so 5, 6, effectively 8, 10. Yeah, I still need Boromir. So, there is no progress to remove for the hinder keyword. But I can attack for... So I just worked this out, it was effectively 8, 13. Placing 2 progress on the Heart of Fangorn. And then I can attack for 7, but I couldn't actually take out a blocking Huon, so I think it's simpler just to leave it. Save the threat on Boromir. Control N. Okay. Oh, and I explored the active location, so this Curious Brandybuck should be on the bottom of my deck. Okay, so I guess I'll just play another Envoy of Pelagir and add the resource back to Legolas. Over here, I'm going to put this Lembas onto Treebeard, and that'll be it. So there is 7 threat in the staging area. Questing for 2, 4, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, 16, 17. And we reveal Fangorn's Anger. Okay, so that'll be 2 damage to Boromir, and after attached hero takes damage, return Mugash to the top of the encounter deck. In which case he would then get guarded again. I think it's worth just cancelling this, just to keep things simpler. And another Heart of Fangorn. Okay, so that adds 3 threat to the staging area. I'm making 7 progress. 1. And that's fine, and I travel to this Heart of Fangorn. Exhaust my Wand of Healing to heal Elrond and Halbarad. Obviously, if I wanted, I could have made more progress with Elrond's Council and damaging Treebeard, which I could heal with Lembas, but it's not significant, I don't think. And I'll still have those options next round. So 2 progress is removed for Hinder. Then I can attack for 2, 6, 11, and ignoring 2 points of defense. Place 2 progress. Yeah, this is just making Huorns in the staging area immune to player card effects, which is not a problem because I'm not using player card effects on them. Going to move a resource from Legolas to Frodo. And Control N. Remove another time counter. There's another Rivendell Blade. Okay, I could... So, I'm definitely going to play this West Road Traveller. I could switch the locations. I'm not sure that it would actually benefit me, though. It does mean that I avoid this travel cost on the off chance that it might be relevant, I suppose. So, sure, why not? Let's do it. And given that obviously my threats are getting higher, and some of the Huorns do have as much as 4 defense, I think it's better to have a second Rivendell Blade than the Dagger of Westerness, so I'm just going to play the Rivendell Blade and replace the Dagger of Westerness. So 5 threat against me. Questing for 2, 4, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, 18, 19, and we reveal Dark Corner of Fangorn. While Dark Corner of Fangorn is in the staging area, each Huorn enemy loses the Hinder keyword. Forced after Dark Corner of Fangorn becomes the active location, each engaged Huorn enemy makes an immediate attack. Or I could attach Thrall's Key to it. This is basically why I have Thrall's Key. It could have been useful on other locations if my questing wasn't so good, but my questing has been fine. So, treat attached locations printed text box as blank, except for traits. And Tangled Forest. Whilst in the staging area, it gains force. After any amount of progress is removed from the current quest, assign X damage among characters in play. X is the number of progress just removed. This ability does not stack with other copies of Tangled Forest. That's fine. So I've added 5 additional threat to the staging area. I'm making 9 progress. 4 here. 5 here. And yeah, I can just win the quest right now. So Elrond's Council gives me +1. 2 damage on Treebeard gives me another +2. I can then heal that damage with the Warden of Healing, not even needing to pop the Lembas. And that extra 3 progress means I defeat the stage and win the game. And that is Into Fangorn in Nightmare mode. It's not very nightmarish. It's unfortunate. The idea of the hinder keyword is interesting, but having enemies that don't attack you just makes combat a lot easier. You don't have to worry about defending. Obviously there are cards which cause the Huorns to attack you, and there are the angry Huorns which do attack you just at a different time, but that just means you still stock up on attack to make sure you don't have many Huorns to attack you if they were going to. And of course, it's sort of the big thing that the hinder keyword is the big thing in this quest, but the best thing they could think of to make the quest more challenging was to just get rid of it with Dark Corner of Fangorn like this. This location is potentially really problematic, especially, I mentioned this is the one thing which could have caused like an immediate reset for me, because obviously you start out engaged with an enemy that's fairly high attack, and this one way or another means that those enemies will attack you, where you're building specifically for this quest, you're usually assuming that they won't. But since it didn't come out right at the start, it wasn't a problem. And even now, even if I hadn't just won the quest, because you can get through it quite quickly if you get going quickly enough to beat stage 1 and not have to spend half an hour to an hour on stage 3 digging through the encounter deck. But even if the game was continuing, I just stuck Thrall's Key on it, because that's the one location that could realistically cause me problems. So, yeah, that's Into Fangorn. Shame they couldn't make it more interesting, but not all quests can be the best. If you enjoyed this, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.